diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the number, that's a lot of crime. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind. I'm big time, lot of slime. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try to take it from me, yeah. Big time, big time, big time.
So 350 of 4th and Jawn. I am Gail Saunders here with Evan Hollywood Hearn, Mr. Primo, Mr. Mal, and Damn Skippy, aka Hollis Thomas in the building. Tonight we're talking about, the big news that everyone is wanting to talk about. Somebody that we know and love got paid, man. Shout out to Jalen Hurts for getting his money.
Bro.
My guy is getting paid, and it's at a moment in time where it's the off season. I mean, he's been the reason for the off season so far. I think the big thing about this move, I think you're seeing that Howie and Jalen are on the same page, working together. I mean, if you look at some of these quick numbers here, I mean, we have Adam Schefter. He tweeted out some information here about the contract. Looking at these numbers right here, you can tell that they're working together. His cap hit for 2023 is $6.15 million, 2024 $13.56 million, 2025 $21.77 million, 2026 $31.77 million. Obviously, it's going to go up after that, but this team is working together, and they're going to be doing some beautiful things. I mean, how did you guys feel about this move right off the bat?
I'm glad, first of all, just to get that done with. I mean, this is something that's kind of been looming over our heads for a few months now. We all knew that it was coming, and we were all just speculating as to what those numbers were going to look like. A little bit surprised that it ended up I shouldn't say surprised, but that it ended up happening even before the Lamar deal did. But yeah, dude, Jalen got what he deserved. He's getting big time paper. And to be honest with you, I was ready to text Mal just yesterday before I saw that Adam Schefter breakdown. Matt, you were the one saying that he was going to take that team friendly deal.
Man.
He definitely got paid, and Howie did his thing, man, in manipulating the cap so that we're able to still spend some money, still get some guys on this team for the next few years. And as many people keep on pointing out, they're pushing the money back, blah blah blah. They're going to have so much money that they owe in dead money by 2027. Well, I got news for you guys too. I'm not sure if you noticed, but the NFL, the salary cap goes up by an average of like $10 to $12 million each year, and so we're talking another, I don't know, $50 to $75 million by the time Jalen reaches the end term of his contract. So I'm not worried about it. Happy Jalen got paid. We got our franchise QB.
Oh yeah, man, it's an exciting day. I mean, the fact that he made this happen, I like the collaboration that him and Harry were able to put together to go ahead and finalize this thing. We got ourselves a quarterback, man. We got ourselves a quarterback for the next 6 years. So I know, like today, I'm gonna use an example at work. People know that I am that big Eagles fan in the building. So of course they come and they talk to me and they're like, "Hey, what's going on? How do you feel about it?" Look, I feel excited. I feel happy for the man. He deserved it. He put in his time. He put in his play. He made it all come together for it to make sense. And look, we finalized the deal. They're asking me if I have any worries about last time we did this for one of our quarterbacks. Look, if I stood there and I tell you like it did it cross my mind? Absolutely. But you know what? We're in a different world, different generation. This is a different man all the way around. So I think this is a good thing that happened. I'm happy for Jalen, man. I'm happy that he was able to shut a lot of the doubters up, and I gotta admit I was one in the very beginning because I questioned a lot of things, but look, things that he worked on, things that he ended up changing around, and he got me on board, and I'm, looking to be on board for the next 6 years with him. So, hey, man, let's go. Ready to get this thing going again.
Well, shout out to you for finally fessing up to your Carson love there. But I was happy that they went ahead and did this because it gives them the ability to continue to put a good team around him. So we're not having one of those situations where we don't Joe Flacco it up and give him $100 million and then have to dismantle the team after you won the Super Bowl. So it was a shout out, especially the way they did it. It was like because we didn't have to wait until like, are they gonna sign him? Will they sign him? How much he gonna get? Will he get it? Now, for me as a fan and as a player, if I'm on the squad, I'm happy we got our guy for the foreseeable future. It's big time, especially when they reward you for playing good.
Yeah, man, it's a beautiful contract. Yeah, like it always seemed like Jalen Hurts was going to be someone that created space for the Eagles to stay a good football team, right? That like he's not somebody that thinks single-handedly by himself he's going to win championships. Like he knows the importance of good football players around him. They went and got AJ, his homeboy. You know, if you take but so much bread, that's going to push your homie out the door. You got to keep Smitty. There's defensive players that got to get re-signed. It's just a lot involved in that. And so, you know, you see him being willing to be a team player, which makes a ton of sense. You see how he doing what he always does. I wanted to see the numbers. As soon as the contract broke, my first thing was I just want to see what the contract looks like, because how flexible can they be? And then over the next 2 years, the Eagles are in a real good space to be able to build around him and stay competitive, which is a beautiful thing. Not a lot of teams could do that when you hand bread like this to a player. So also, he ain't going to be the number one guy. Like he broke the record, but the record's probably going to get broken at least 2 more times behind him. So this contract will relatively age well once all these other quarterbacks start getting paid more. So it's a lot of positives here, bro. You see the name, man. He is him. I had questions too, but when you really grind and look at him game by game, he got better. He just continued to master his craft. He's that first one in, last one out dude. He embodies everything you want in your quarterback. And he's 24 years old, soon to be 25. You can't ask for much more. So you locking him in through his whole prime, realistically.
Prime.
My thing is, shouts out to Primo, you know it. My thing is, you got to stop with the running, the design run plays. Continue to chip away at how long his legacy will be. You even see Josh Allen now saying you got to let that stuff go. So that's my thing. This contract will age poorly if they beat that man into the ground. So that's
what the weird thing is. I hear a lot of people saying that I don't see him taking the big hits. Josh Allen be out there trying to run people over, and they don't have a running game. So I'm cool with my quarterback being a quarterback.
Some huge hits.
I'm cool with my quarterback. You don't coach caution. As soon as you coach caution, that's the moment you get hurt.
Design run plays are different than him scrambling and keeping plays alive. That's just part of football. When I'm designing a QB keep, when I'm designing a run for him to go run into 11 other people, I just think that's irresponsible for a dude you calling your franchise quarterback.
What do you think? But Mal, what do you think we playing? Tiddlywinks? It's football.
Nah, we playing football, bro. He's going to take another 50, 80 hits in the pocket, too.
My thing is, it's a different story when you're paying a quarterback $4 million and then he's, worth $255. It's like now you've invested.
So
but again,
put him in a
no, I'm not. He'll do what he has
him on the field, bro.
The reason
how many games the past two games each season been hurt going into the playoffs. Let's keep that man upright, bro. He priceless now.
We got Bob from Down Under. He says it's a celebration for Jalen, Howie, Lurie, Eagles bean counters, and for all Eagle fans, we got legit cap flexibility and room for 3 years to push. It's party time. I seen a couple comments about people were just saying, "Oh, are we going to have enough room? Or are we set up for success?" Look at the players that are signed here till 2025. Shout out to Jeff Kerr from CBS.
Yep.
He says the Eagles starters signed through at least 2025. We have Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Darius Slay, Bradbury, Goddard, Jordan Mailata, Lane Johnson, Hassan Reddick, Josh Sweat, Avonte Maddox, Jake Elliott, Leonard Dickerson, no Kobe Dean, Cam Jurgens, Jordan Davis, Reed Blankenship. That is called the young
core, bro.
nucleus.
Run it back.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not just a bunch of good players. That is positional players that are at the top of their position for a lot of those different positions that we have locked in until 2025. So I mean, the Jalen Hurts Super Bowl window is as wide open as ever.
Wide open, especially over the next 2 years, man. That joint is.
And to think about and I'm not trying to. I'm fully acknowledging that it's very easy in the off season to think about what could be for next season, right? But this past season, I after it ended, one of my biggest takeaways and one of the biggest things that made me upset was the fact that even though we didn't win the Super Bowl, that was the best Eagles team I had seen probably in my lifetime. And the fact that we have this strong nucleus and, we're going into this draft with 2 first-round picks, dude, like this team next year could be on par with last year's team. It really could be if we do it all right.
When you look at it, I don't think we could have positioned ourselves any better than we positioned now. You got your quarterback under contract. You coming up on. It's going to be some guys who are going to be available after the draft that are key guys. Speaking of key guys, I've been waiting to talk to Evan since Buda Baker said he don't like Jonathan Gannon no more.
That quick, bro. Look that quick, man.
I missed that comment.
Fast,
he said he's already out on Jonathan Gannon. I saw that he requested the trade. I didn't see anything about him talking about Jonathan Gannon.
What do you think that means? Jonathan Gannon is the only new guy.
Well, he wants guaranteed money. He's playing. He at the end of the day, he's like Slay situation. He wants guaranteed money, but he has shown a love for the Eagles of late. He's been tweeting about Jalen. I mean, who hasn't been tweeting about Jalen? But also, I just want to, before the show, I kind of asked you guys like your favorite quotes of Jalen Hurts, because at the end of the day, like Jalen Hurts has set a vibe, man. Jalen Hurts has set a vibe over the last couple of years, man. And I said, send me one of your favorite quotes. I'm gonna bring up your quote.
Bring up Prom's quote first.
Bring up Prime's long ass quote here.
Let it be known. All right, I only picked 3 words out of this whole thing. And then I get scolded with this essay all of a sudden. You know what I mean? But look, all right, I mean, this is my quote. This is the one that I picked with the joy that they find in watching my success. It gets them through their problems. It's surreal. It's kind of see that. Everything matters. The fans, the city, they support us through thick and thin. He ain't lying about that. Word. We were in the link, and it's turned up. They're with us. And when we're on the field, we travel. They're with us. Yeah. So, and these were the 3 words that I picked. It's a Philly thing. All right. I mean,
I got to be honest, man. When Jalen said it, it just had so much more oomph to it.
It definitely did. You know what I mean? My bad. My bad. I didn't
put your editorials in there.
I didn't prep myself for this. I didn't know I was going back to school.
Wow, Prime. You going to be like that, man?
It's all good, man.
We're playing popcorn this episode.
We're gonna go with the next quote. I mean, if you guys have anything to say about that, we'll go to the next one. This is
I'm looking forward to Prime's next book.
This is damn Skippy.
Damn Skippy. I had a purpose before anyone had an opinion.
Wow.
I think that was a hip hop quotable right there.
Well, it was hip hop quotable. It was the funniest thing was, and I love this statement the most, mainly because when he got drafted, a lot of people was bullshitting and choo-chooing and foo-fooing because we had Carson. Carson hadn't made it through a season, and we was left with a 40-plus-year-old backup who put his ass cheek muscle in the playoff game, literally. So it was a need, and I was on board from the time they got it.
Yeah, and this one came out at a great time too. I more so I love this quote, obviously, but if you listen to the full length of it, he also talks right after he goes, yeah, you guys like that one, didn't you?
Yeah,
I like that just as much as I had in the purpose for he had an opinion. He knows he's dropping dimes out here. That's what it comes to quotes.
And then he put up right after he's like, "Yo, you like that one, don't you? You guys like that one." So I think that was a fan favorite. Let's see, where's Ev? Where's Ev's here?
Ev self-love X.
Oh, here we go.
So this one, I dug the metaphor in it. I didn't walk through all that fire just to smell the smoke. He didn't go through, all his trials and tribulations just to, get the acknowledgement of going through trials and tribulations. That man was playing for a championship last year. And that's the mentality he brings to the locker room and to this team. And that's the best type of leader we could ask for.
Yeah.
And this was after the Super Bowl loss, that quote. This is mine. I said, Mal, did you go first?
No, I went first, bro.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Mal.
no
This is yours,
problem.
Mal.
This is me right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You either win or you learn. Win, lose, I always reflect on the things I could have done better. Anything you could have done better to try and take that next step. That'll be the same process I always have going on. I love this quote just because I share and embody the same sort of mentality. I think all of us sitting here do, right? That like you figure things out, you make a mistake, but you always apply that towards your next move, your next thing that you do. You can't get caught up in it. That fumble was a big time play, but I feel like Jalen Hurts is going to come back on a mission this year, man. So I felt like this was a great quote to sort of embody how he approaches the game just overall.
My quote I had over here. Let me see. Most beautiful part of all of this is the beauty in anything that we experience in life, but you have to decide what that is and what that means for you, and know that I've experienced a number of agonies and pains, but now I realize that the pain is my strength. Just talking about Jalen, like all the trials and tribulations he's gone, proving himself, losing his job when he was in Bama, staying with the team, winning that 2018 SEC, to get them into the
Championship game,
championships, and then he stuck around. And Nick Saban talked about his ability to lead while he was on the sidelines. He stuck it out. It meant a lot for their program. Obviously, he did transfer to Oklahoma, and the fact that in his combine interview, just talking about that pain, but just like how it all became part of his strength, and the fact that guys started to follow him, and that part of him as a leader, I think has been really important, man, especially over the last couple of years, and bringing this group together. Because at the end of the day, you see that these guys are on a connected level. In previous years, I feel like they're all pretty much bought in on Jalen.
And they believe in him, right? That like even when Carson was at his best, I still think there was speculation around the locker room split around him. Like there was all these talking heads, there were people always saying something. You don't hear anything about Jalen Hurts. You hear that he's a grinder, he's always in the tape, he's always in the film, he loves football. There's a 24-year-old that gave us all of these quotes. People putting quotes in the comments, right? It's a kid, bro.
I know.
So you speak to his. He hasn't even clicked yet. He hasn't even figured it out for real. He's still working towards getting it, and we've already seen what he can do. So, between the ears, he has it, and that's the most important part, right? That like let's keep him on the field. Let's keep that availability up, and let's see where he can take us. But listen, that's the big money man now.
Oh yeah.
The one thing that I liked about him is he didn't take it personal when Carson kind of shunned him when he came in. And when Mal was talking about you heard the rumblings of leadership. When you're a leader, you're supposed to fuck with everybody.
Yeah,
everybody on the team,
the quarterback.
Everybody, the quarterback is like when that is like I don't like when we was playing, the quarterback fuck with everybody on the team. It's like that's how a team wins, because you build that camaraderie, and then you build that trust, and then that trust is you can see the trust on the field, and everybody loves this cat, especially from the time he got here. Even with Carson, he wasn't even trying to have shit to do with him, and I felt like that was the most fucked up thing you could do. And the other part too that I was when Mal was talking, everybody goes through some trials and tribulations, and we get humbled at times. But it's how you deal with that when you get humbled that makes you the man or the woman let me check that the person you are. It makes you the person you are. And he dealt with some failure. They knocked him down off his high horse at Alabama.
Yeah.
But did he quit? No. I've seen a lot of guys do that shit and talk about it's the coach this and the coach that, and they'll go in and just go into the tank, so to speak.
Yeah.
The one thing that I did love about about what Nick Saban did, he was supposed to go, I think, to Maryland or somewhere, and Nick Saban said, "No, go to Oklahoma." Riley, he's the quarterback whisperer. Start getting his shit together and start getting his passing stuff together. It's like it's almost like when you think of him and Russell Wilson, both of them transferred their senior year, went into training camp, and took the job from a motherfucker who had been there 2 or 3 years in the system already. Just think about that. Somebody, it's like you going around and you do your job. Basically, football, when you have the same coaches all the time, and you have the same plays all the time, it becomes second nature to you. So you get extremely good at it. Just think about somebody who's coming in and just starting, Like just starting and take your shit. Wow.
They want to know if you're at the disco.
Damn.
They heard Robin S on the dance floor.
Damn Skippy.
You gotta see the shorts he's wearing too.
Oh yeah, you talking about my slip trunk?
This guy doing podcasts with drawers on.
The Magic Flag.
Yeah, it's virtual world, bro. People out here.
I mean, on the Zoom meetings.
Just looking at some of the posts that the Eagles were putting out there yesterday,
Right.
there was one takeaway that, and admittedly, this is not me, but it's definitely something that I noticed. Gail is more of the swagatron of the 4th and Jawn show. He's got the right swag going on always. I do not. Our quarterback, none. Our quarterback, dude. I was looking at the pictures of him yesterday, and I was just thinking about. Do you remember Carson showing up to the podium with his dumbass camouflage jacket and fedora? And I'm just looking at these pictures of Jalen. I'm like, this dude, like, it's night and day how these guys dress. Bro. Like, it's night and day.
I mean, but again, it's night and day between like their approach,
the personalities,
right? Like, Jalen is smooth, dude. Like that man, he got it. He knows who he is. The quotes that we read all pretty much spoke to the fact that like he either learns from his mistakes or he already knew who he was and was proving this before folks were even on to him in the first place. And so, you know, I don't know, man. I'm excited. I really am excited for this season because last year was like the flash in the pan, right? We all sort of saw that this was going to be just an incredible year. This year is a bunch of question marks. Like this team could go out there and be a 500 football team. They could be a team that takes over the whole league. They could be at the bottom. I don't think they will be.
Take it easy. You were Mr. 17-0 last year, and now we're coming off of a Super Bowl appearance.
We got
a majority of our roster still there, and you're saying 500.
We got some interesting holes on this team going into the draft, man.
Give me one. Give me something.
I mean, for me, depth at cornerback. Once we lost Maddox, the backups went into the tank. Right, we got 230+ cornerbacks, so that's an interesting situation. Linebacker, we don't know if Morrow could start, right?
Wow, this energy's a little wild from now, right?
Yeah, listen, they asked me a question, bro. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy. I'm just saying I'm excited about this year because
you could have said
this
it
year
too
could
early.
be the season, son.
This could
be the year that it all comes together.
Too soon. Pause. We're supposed to be celebrating.
You could have said too soon. I'll get back to you.
Do not expect another 17-0 prediction from now later this
offseason. It's a celebration.
If 17-0 comes out that man's mouth, I'm pulling out this receipt.
But shout out to AJ, the voice of the angel in the comments. She says Hurts is an old soul, and that goes to a quote.
His favorite singer, right?
Anita Baker.
Anita Baker, right? That's an old soul for you, bro.
But he has a quote here that from the owner of the damn football team. He talks about Jalen. He's like, Jalen is the most mature 24-year-old I've ever come across. And that I'm just saying, like,
he
goes back to
Sal's Pizza and talk to me.
24. Speaking to running back Coach Singleton, he said that he echoed the same sentiments. He said, yo, Jalen, he's like that dude. He said the same exact thing. He said Jalen is an old soul, and then he mentioned this dude is in here playing Anita Baker. He's just like he's so mature beyond his years. Y'all like Anita Baker? Have you ever listened to Anita Baker?
Yeah, but I'm 37.
Not the same sort of frequency as Jalen, but I don't hear you speaking all highly of me because I worked at an 80s radio station. I could pull out old songs out of my.
That's why.
Feelings. They done got in his feelings.
Like, he listens to Anita Baker. He's the oldest soul I ever met.
Well, because Anita Baker gives you the best that she's got.
Oh man.
Now on my thing, hanging out with my
hold on, hey Prime, hold up.
Oh.
That was an Anita Baker reference that lets me know how old you are. She got a song called "Giving You the Best I Got." But no,
no, I'm just saying, hanging out with my pops. He used to have the jukebox at the bar, so I mean, it was playing all those old school songs we were playing all the time. So I mean, shit, I even got pop quizzed a few times with that. So that was the jam back in the day.
So what's your favorite Nita song? Maybe "Sweet Love"?
I mean, I can't say that I'm gonna sit here and tell you I have a favorite song. Just she sang her ass off.
Whoa, okay.
we got everything on her wedding ring because she's giving you the best that she's got.
There you go.
Now we got another quote
say
from
so.
our head coach Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni on Hurts. He talked about Hurts's MJ comparison. I said that's where that's coming from. It's just that will to win. It's a different level. He had that big chain on. What did it say? A breed of one. He's a breed of one. That's who he is. He's unlike anybody I've been around, just with how much he loves the game, how much winning drives him, how much getting better every day drives him, how much leading drives him. He's a special. He's special. He's a special dude. What do you guys think of that one?
It's all the same, bro. Like he's special. he's a leader. He's special. All the things that we expect from him, man. If as long as Jalen keeps working, I think that he gets at least a ring in this city.
Yeah. And I think that if you just listen to how all the people, like, it's hard for us to sit here. We can only really speculate as to what Jalen is like, based off of what other people say. But I mean, everyone in the locker room, all the coaches, anyone that's ever had an influence, in bringing Jalen up, they all say the same things, and they talk about how special of a person and an athlete he is, and the effort he puts in. So yeah, I mean, why not believe it?
Yeah, everything that was pretty much mentioned in that comment was everything we already know about the kid. I mean, every week he's being more and more mature. Like when he's on the podium, when he's on the field, when he's just talking in general. I mean, you can't say more than enough that he is just the most mature 24-year-old you've ever seen. It's facts, and
Yeah.
I mean, I'm only looking forward to what he's going to be like this upcoming year.
Bro, he's gonna be 25 this year. It's like,
Most respected 25-year-old we know. You know what I mean?
it's wild, bro.
You know, the funny thing is, during the offseason, shout out to Conrad, who was in the comments earlier, bumped into Conrad, and we were at his former high school. Ev actually met me out there with the drone as well. So this is a little story time, by the way.
I actually got exclusive. Do you remember that footage I got on the drone?
Yeah. I'll get there. Bumped into Conrad. Conrad was just taking photos. So I go to Conrad. I'm like, "What are you taking photos for?" He's like, this is my high school. I love the fact that Jalen is out here in the community working with the kids. It's a free camp for kids in Philly. You know, that was very noble of him. Next thing you know, I said, let's go talk to his agent, see if we can get on the field. Shout out to agent Nicole Lynn. She's like, yo, have at it. You do whatever you want. You know, Ev's like breaks out his damn drone. Ev's flying the drone over the football camp. But we talk about the unit that he has around him, the women that he's got behind him, supporting everything that he's doing. He's killing. I got an opportunity at the Senior Bowl last year, bumped into this Nicole, and I was like, look, I had to make opportunities to go up to her and be like, yo, you are killing it right now. You're really just taking the game over. She just gets this man, gets him paid, and that's the biggest contract ever done by a female in sports.
She got paid herself, bro. Mm-hmm. She got a nice chunk of change off that one.
I'm also not sure if you guys saw the story about how they connected in the first place. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, she hit him in the DM.
Yeah, she hit him in the DM on Instagram. Coming out of high school, I believe.
Okay.
Was it high school?
No. I think it was
college,
a few months leading up to the draft, I believe.
Yeah.
And she slid into his DMs on Instagram and essentially just said, "Hey, I know this is a long shot, but I don't know if you have an agent yet. I'd love a chance to represent you."
And nobody.
Lo and behold, now she is, she's inked the biggest contract in NFL history.
And the wild part about the league, man, is like a year ago, I don't think any of us would have said Jalen Hurts would be the highest player in the NFL, right? That was never on my mind. I thought he was going to get a nice chunk of change.
Going into this year, I mean, we talked about it. Even bringing it up right now, I know Hollis is going to jump down my throat.
I'm not. But see, don't give me the leeway to do that though.
I was going to say this. The past offseason, a lot of the conversation. Obviously, there was people out there that were big believers in Jalen Hurts, but then there was also people out there that just hadn't seen enough to say that he's the 100% absolutely the guy moving forward. And now to be where we are right now, where everybody is on board that he 100% is the franchise quarterback of the Eagles, and he's getting paid as such. It's a crazy jump from one offseason to the next.
Well, the one thing it wasn't all you, and it wasn't all Prime. I've had these. I've been defending Jalen to some people who, even after you guys came over to the dark side, it was chumps still talking about, oh, he hasn't shown me anything yet. Oh, he hasn't played anybody. But then when we throttled, like when Minnesota came here, they was talking shit about Minnesota. We kicked that every ass we kicked. They was like, we'll see how he does this next week. And he just kept on proving the wrong. But it's still motherfuckers to this day. John, TK, Tom Kelly, motherfuckers. Oh, sorry. You know what? Shout out to my daughter's watching. My oldest daughter, Hadia. She's watching. But no, it was like, but it's I think it's the one thing that I think everybody, especially all of us, it was a great watch this team mature like the way it did, and I don't know about you guys, but when we went and got AJ Brown, dude,
that was it.
That was it. I was already high on Jalen. I'm gonna kick it to Prime next. And tell me if you was thinking this too. And we didn't have we've never had a number one receiver, not since even Mike Quick. Not T.O. T.O. was the number one receiver, but they didn't have chemistry. They was acting like bitches off the field.
Right.
So there's like, but to have a number one like this, and he's that guy. We have yet to, this was so fucking sweet. Man, tell me what you was thinking, Prime.
I'm just saying, like, I still play that night over and over. I mean, we're only 9 days away from reliving it at the draft. But when they made the announcement that they traded for AJ Brown, bro, I lost it. And I'm like, I was just, it stood me. I stood there for a while, like, shocked. Like, yo, did that really just happen? Like, did we just TO all over again? Like, did we just go get a serious weapon? And I mean, it was just like, I still took like about 3 days to get over it for it to sink in. And yo, bro, I mean, at the end of the day, it all played out perfectly. We got a number one receiver, and the sync that these two had throughout the year was just ridiculous. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to be doing for the next 3 years. I mean, that list you brought up earlier, bro, it was a beautiful thing to see that we're going to have all those people coming back for the next few years. Bro, I mean, I'm not going to jump like, you know, on the mall wagon and everything. I'm not going to say 17-0, but I see at least 2 out of that. Straight up. I can see 2 out of that. You know what I mean? Bring two more to the city, and we good.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here because we're knowing Howie. A lot of people don't know that Dalvin Cook is unhappy in Minnesota. Now, Dalvin Cook is unhappy. Is unhappy in Minnesota.
Cook suffered through quite a few injuries, bro. Hold on.
Yo, Dante. I was going. You're exactly the one I was going to kick it to. So, but Dalvin Cook is also a proven entity.
He is, and
he's like, it did to me like he's unhappy over there. If he come here, he's not going to have to do what he had to do with them, with the offensive line, and with our QB, with our receivers. And even though Jawn Robinson is a guy, wouldn't you rather have somebody who's already done it, who's proven? Mal, tell me what you think.
And what is he on the last year? Look at Tank facilitating the show. I like Dalvin, man. Explosive athlete. It's funny. So when Gail put that up on the screen and we're looking at who's locked in through 2025, I'm gonna be 100% honest. My brain automatically went to Bijan Robinson, bro, because I'm like, well, shit. Like looking at this group here, you put Bijan in here. Yeah, son, that's elite across the board at pretty much every position that you need.
Look at Gary. Look at
so I'm like, I was like, interesting. But
welcome to the dark side, my friend.
Hold on, he's saying Dalvin Cook. Depending on what Dalvin Cook costs, it positions you where you don't have to make a run at Bijan.
I like them both.
What if we get Dalvin Cook and move back in the draft, but get Dalvin Cook and then accrue some more? And accrue some more picks and stuff, and then just like, yeah, that's too much. That's too much. That's too much. Like you just created a Madden super team, right? But I'm just saying, if it's like it's not out of the realm, because on draft day, I don't know why other teams pick up the phone when they see when they see 215-463-2500. That's the Eagles line.
That's how we call the number. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, not. Well, that's it. But you can call that. You're going to.
It's right there on the website.
Yeah, you're going to get
just call the draft room.
Resident commoner Pete Nathan says, "Why you need Dalvin? Why you need Dalvin Cook when you can draft Bijan?
The same reason why we got AJ Brown instead of Burke.
D Gunn, who is always locked in, he said there's no way that the Eagles draft Bijan at 10.
Who said that?
D Gun.
D Gun.
Oh,
D Gun said it. But
D Gun said it.
I think it's like this. If Jalen Carter is gone, I see us trading down and securing more picks and stuff. I don't know if we'll trade.
You know how I feel about Gibbs.
Yeah, I love
that's
Gibbs
my
too.
guy. Yeah, explosion.
Yeah,
Gail, Pete want to know what kind of hat is that, my boy. Gail always dripped up.
Yeah,
This is,
that's an exclusive right there.
This is from it's from Cap Swag.
Cool.
That's
Shout out to
Sam
Cap Swag.
Hinkie as Jesus. Who is that as Jesus?
That's Nick Foles.
Nick Foles, man.
Nick Foles.
That's Nick Foles and the whole
That
offensive
is
line.
exclusive.
Fletcher
Wow.
Cox.
Yeah, that's sick.
Wowzers.
No clue.
I think it's sacrilege, but it's awesome.
Wowzers. It is 100% sacrilege.
Yeah, someone's gonna be like, "Okay, guy, it was just Easter, pal." I get it. I get it. Man, talking about moments here. When was the? I'll go around the room. When was the exact moment that you knew that Jalen Hurts was him?
I'll go first since I was notoriously the guy that was
A naysayer,
a questioner of last offseason. I'm not gonna lie. When we went up to Detroit, obviously Jalen had a great game, and he balled out. My one takeaway that I said to Gail is I was like, and I was wrong. I was like, dude, he's not going to be able to sustain being able to run like this each and every game throughout the year. And then the Vikings game happened, and I saw him twist and turn his way to the end zone on one of the greatest QB runs I've ever seen out of an Eagles quarterback. That was the moment when Jalen Hurts got in the end zone after twisting and turning and breaking like 5 tackles of Vikings defenders. I was sold, man. There's nothing else I had to see at that point. I was like, this guy is him.
but you still had some resistance though. You still had a little resistance though.
Not then.
You did. Yeah, you did. You kept on saying, "Well, we'll see."
No, I think you should go back and watch.
I remember. It's still deep. Can I give you my favorite moment and when I knew?
Go ahead.
My favorite moment, but what I knew as soon as we drafted him, because watching his college career, and hearing how his high school career went, I was like, "Oh, this kid's a winner." And I was like, "If we got him, for cheap. We stole him in the second round." So, but one of my favorite moments was when we had that Colts game, and that game-winning drive, where he had to where he knew that what they were running. It's a defense that I tell you guys all the time. When you play against a running quarterback, you never want to run man under as a defense because everybody's back is turned. They ran man under, and it opened up like the Red Sea, and he could have hit his head on the goalpost. That was my favorite moment. But I knew as soon as we drafted him, he was going to be the man.
This guy's like LeBron James.
Oh.
I knew he was going to be an MVP before he came in the league.
No, I said I knew he was going to be the man when he got here, Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney. I don't know, bro. For me, it was definitely him coming that Lions game, right? That like seeing him evolve as a passer. The offensive line did him no favors in that first game.
Hey,
and
Tappy.
For me, Tappy Allen. For me, the big thing was just seeing him as a passer, right? Like we already knew he could run. That Saints game last year, the year before, where he just shook the defender out his shoes, like we knew what he was capable of with that. It was still a lot of questions around arm strength and can he hit the deep ball? And he literally made that jump at every passing metric. And so for me, it wasn't one specific moment, just seeing him consistently make the right play and keep the offense on time. I'm like, yo, this is that guy, bro. Mm-hmm. And he's getting paid to do that. And I'm excited to see him keep it working.
How about you, Primo?
I'm gonna keep it 100. It took me about the 4th game of the season, and the reason why I say that is because like where I was at with him, the turnaround I was expecting for him to make from the off season onto the season. Then, he's my quarterback. It's my team. I'm gonna go ahead and defend him whatever way I got to, and that's what I was doing. But by the 4th game, and the reason why I say the 4th game, went to Detroit, saw it live, saw what he did. Minnesota, he destroyed them. All right. And I was just going with the, every week, he's got to prove himself just a little bit more. Washington wasn't much of a challenge. But I'm gonna say that Jacksonville game because we were down 14, and he didn't give up. He didn't worry. He didn't lose his shit. That whole team came together and came back under the conditions that day was. They still fought through it together. He led that team all the way, and we came back with the victory. And I was sold from that point on. I was like, yo, this is it, man. This guy is going to go ahead and take us over the hump this season, and it's going to happen. And exactly what he did. So that's where it all kicked in for me. That Jacksonville game, him, finishing out the way he did, I was sold right there.
I'm gonna say I know the Vikings game kind of like summed it up. I just felt he was tremendous, but like I said, going back to that moment when me and Ev and Conrad got a chance to go to his football camp, there was just I just felt like he just got the city. Like he wasn't just putting on just to put on. He was out there just speaking with the kids, and it was just his messaging and everything, and just seeing Jordan Mailata show up to that camp just to be there and support. He was just I was standing next to some guys asking him some questions. He's just like, I love Jalen. The whole team loves Jalen. We support him. And just hearing all these smaller stories from random people in the community, especially Eagles PR, they were like, Jalen makes our job so easy. You don't know how, how easy that is for us. The fact that we have a guy in here. This is the Eagles PR, just saying like this was the Eagles Autism Challenge last year, and that just speaks to everything. Like being the face of the franchise is a big deal.
Yep.
And it's his whatever his energy, it's resonating. He talks about it in the combine meeting that he had when he got drafted, just saying, I don't know what I'm doing, but what I'm doing, I'm not telling people to follow me. They just do.
Yo, I love that he's also a real dude too, right? That like when you hear him wired, like he's out here cursing, he's out here saying all kind of wild shit on the field. And so, I think a lot of times when you have this persona that's created to be able to be like the perfect conditions for PR, right? That a lot of times that person struggles to be able to relate to their teammates because they take that on as a brand themselves. Like Jalen's able to be a real dude. He's genuine across the board, right? And like that for me is so important because like Tank said before, your team is going to rally around your quarterback. If your quarterback is somebody that is prone to alienating people, you're not going to make it very far, right? Like you have to have supreme talent and a bunch of things go well for you to have a good team. Whereas in this situation, they relate to a 24-year-old, whether they're his age, older, right? Coaching staff, we got the owner, all of these people like, this is one of the dopest dudes I ever met in my life. He's really that dude. Like, that's incredible, man. It's not a front. And for me, that's the big piece because eventually the front is going to come down, right? People are going to figure you out. Jalen could be here for the next 10 years and Prom was saying 2 championships. If he brings one to this city, for me, this was worth every penny, right? It was worth every penny, every loss, every failure. So if he brings 2, man,
when he brings 2,
name the whole city after him for all I give a damn, bro.
Now you said Mal said something interesting. He was like, when you talk about how the team rallied behind him. Well, you remember when Foles came in for Carson, how they rallied behind him, and then then Carson came back, and shit started looking bleak. Yep. But as soon as Foles came in,
started looking bleak.
It did. We were struggling, and to come to find out is because Carson didn't want Nick Foles back in the game, so he's out there playing with a fucking broken back.
Yeah.
So then, as soon as Nick Foles comes in, all of a sudden the offense has chemistry now. And then you take it a step further, and one of the people in the comments, I think it was Helen. She said this. It was when Hurts came in, like we were struggling when Carson was starting, and then when Hurts came in, all of a sudden the offense has chemistry. They're moving now, and and sometimes I think as fans we fall in love with the backup, but we're not the only ones that fall in love with the backup. Yeah. When you playing with somebody and they're an asshole, you don't want to fuck with them.
Look at Bailey Zapp in New England, bro. Yeah. Like that, they turned on him on Mac Jones, right? Like the whole
Did they ever?
big chanting Bailey Zapp's name and
What
shit.
about
So,
the kid Mike White in with the Jets?
for the Jets,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like you said, people fall in love with those backups for a reason. And we got fortunate because our backup wasn't some wild card lottery pick. Jalen was going to be a starter in the NFL, right? Like, I think the question was, is he a top 5 quarterback? Is he somebody that, like, is he the guy, or is he another one of the guys in the league? And like, I think he's been able to prove that no, he's the guy, bro.
Yeah.
Like, there are very few quarterbacks I would take over Jalen Hurts.
And go ahead.
No, you good, bro.
I was going to say, I think that his work ethic is the biggest thing in that, and that just comes down to. And I hate to compare him to Wentz, but being the fact that Wentz is what we just came from, and then we moved on to Hurts, it's hard to not compare the two. And so when you just think about, like, as far as relatability with the rest of the locker room, and Carson Wentz was a dude from the middle of the country, from North Dakota, and he doesn't relate with the Philadelphia people in many ways at all. We don't have many hunters around here, and I think that, like, when you saw things in the offseason that Carson was doing with, he had his Wentz Outdoor Bros page where he's just sitting there shooting arrows at deer and shit.
Yeah,
like throwing arrows.
Like that.
Yeah. I know you ain't out there.
I'm not a hunter, bro. You're a hunter-gatherer, correct? I learned about you in social studies.
You touched on something kind of important, and it ran something through my mind. When you talk about when he's working out with people, Doc used to work out with me. Brian Dawkins used to work out with me. A safety working out with a D tackle, and he used to put up some of the weight that I put it up too. That's how strong he was. And when you see your little guys doing that up front, it make you want to kick ass. And also when I was in New Orleans, Cool Breeze, I dubbed him Cool Breeze. Drew Brees was working out with us, with the big dogs. I'm like, damn. And when you see that type of dedication, because a lot of times,
bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Because when you see that the quarterback is not overusing the teacher's pet thing, because if you look at it, it used to be before all this stuff came about, there was a quarterbacks club because the quarterback was dubbed as the most important person on the team. Right. Now I don't know about you, but when you're the teacher's pet, you're not one of the guys. You have to inundate yourself and come down to our level and be one of the guys. Right. So
going back to the Ev's comment about the outdoor bros thing. I remember having a conversation with Ev, and I said, yo, did you watch that Wentz thing? I said, he looks more. I have never seen him so. I said he looks more excited about that than he does about. That's the first thing that's the exact thing I said to Ev after I watched it. Like he just seems like more excited about that than. The fact that Jalen Hurts knows hanging out with the janitor at NovaCare because they know each other. He's always there.
And that's
need
exactly
him to get in the building at 4 a.m, right? He got knocked 3 times.
And that's something that you can't instill in somebody. That's something that they either just have or they don't have. Yep. And I think that Jalen, it's totally fine if you want to have activities outside of football. Do whatever you want to do. You're an individual. But just to what Gail was saying is that I think that Jalen, he has the want to get better at football. And that's what his main focus is. And I feel like when the season ended for guys like Carson, he wanted to get back to the stuff he did in the offseason, which is hunting and that sort of thing. Jalen doesn't care about anything else aside from football, it seems, man. And that's a very valuable thing to have in a quarterback.
The one thing that you mentioned too, is like when you have a quarterback and he has events and he invites you go to his events. But then when you invite him to your event and he don't come at all, that was the one thing that I hated about Carson. He didn't go to nobody else's events or anything, but he expected everybody to attend that fucking softball game.
Yeah.
And it's like no, that's dude. Why you think Geno Smith got knocked out? The linebacker that we had in I think Nigel Bradham knocked him out.
That was Nigel Bradham that punched him?
I don't know.
I don't know about Nigel.
It wasn't Nigel Bradham.
You're thinking of the Cabana Boy, bro.
Yeah, not the Cabana Boy, but it was on the Jets. They end up cutting him, but ended up picking him up because he drafted him with the Jets. So what happened was the kid had a celebrity weekend. Geno Smith stiffed him, but the kid had already paid for his ticket. Now everybody's not making first round money.
Right.
So the Gino said, "I'm gonna give you your money back." So Gino, they got the training camp. Gino was like shunning him, and like he's like, "Man, I'll give it back to you when I'm ready." What?
Yeah.
Bam! Oops upside your head. But it's like, but when you have somebody, you're supposed to treat everybody with the same respect that you expect back. If you treat people like shit, you're gonna get shit.
Yeah.
Hey man, so someone treats you like with respect. It's Philly Sports Trips. You're looking to book a
Damn
trip
Philly.
to any sports event.
What a transition.
Philly, whether it's Phillies, whether it's the Eagles, whether it's the Union,
The
whether
draft.
it's the NFL draft.
I'm going.
Make sure you check out phillysportstrips.com. Make sure to follow them at Sports Trips PHL for more information. I know again, Tank is going to be eating Grey Poupon on the plane to the NFL draft. First class, double seat.
I didn't get invited to the draft when I played. I was an undrafted free agent. I watched it. I watched the draft. I actually had a date the second day of the draft, and you remember back when the cell phones was like look like a fucking book bag.
Mm-hmm. Well,
speaking
of, did you see that? I'm not sure if you guys saw this or not. I don't think Nolan Smith got invited to the first round.
No, he's not coming. He wants to watch it with his family.
Yeah, they only did 17 people this year, bro. Like they were very exclusive.
They told some people not to show up.
Well, but the thing is they did that because they were tired of that green room thing. The
green room sad face, yo.
Kansas City's whack. That's why.
Hey, ratings are ratings, pal. I don't know.
You know the NFL always trying to control a narrative.
Yeah, they are. They're all the time. I didn't get 3 or 4 calls because they found out that I was going to be there with Philly Sports Trips.
I always look forward to seeing the girlfriends getting the phone snatched away from them.
That CD Lamb one was legendary.
Or kicked off their laps by their mom. You know what I mean? I always look forward to that shit.
Yeah. I always look forward to
that. I always look forward to that shit, man.
That is cool. That is cool, Tony.
Just want to ask you guys a quick question. Who's sticking around for the mock? I know it's Taco Tuesday. You out?
Hurry up.
I did the rice remove today, and I ate before we got on the show.
Okay.
Just Prime. Okay, Prime.
Way to go, Prime.
Because people are asking.
I'm proud.
People are asking.
But I mean, we don't have to go any later and later. You kind of get this thing started.
But before, tranquila. Go lay down, take a nap. If you need to come back. I just wanted to go around the room. We all know that the draft is coming. We all know that draft takes change over the weeks and days. Sometimes I'll call Mal. I'm like, "Yo, what are you feeling about this? What are you feeling about this?" So I wanted to revisit number 10 because I feel like it's. I just want to see where we're at as a. I'm not gonna say it as a group because individually where you guys are at. You know what I'm saying? So
well, Mal wants we got that's easy.
So let's go around the room. We'll start with you. We'll start with Ev. Are you still at number 10?
Unretire 5, baby.
Lord have mercy.
So you're all about
always love you.
You're all about Bijan right now.
Yes, sir.
Hardcore. Did you know an interesting fact about Bijan?
It's mustard too.
He has his own mustard.
Did you know that he wanted to be an actor? Does that change anything?
Oh god!
That the first thing that makes me think of is no.
Look at Mal's face.
Evan on the same page.
No, it don't change anything for me.
Why would it change anything?
We in a different world. Like it's not just going to be football, yo.
Like
when you get Devontae's and Jalen's, like that's rare. Like,
okay, what if you want to be a SoundCloud rapper? Does that make it different?
I don't care, dude. Can you put your foot in the ground, follow a Hall of Fame offensive line, score some damn touchdowns, and win a Super Bowl? Rap your ass off in the offseason. Have a good old time, bro. Bring it when it's time to play football. That's all I care about, dude.
Agreed.
So you download Cole Beasley's album?
Oh god.
Nah, hell no. He was talking about being an anti-vaxxer, and I was getting the jab, bro. I'm not listening to that shit.
So we have Mal, who's heated at this moment. Hold
on. Something skipped past me. Hold the fuck up. Cole Beasley had a rap album?
Oh man. You didn't know that? You didn't know that?
It was called Anti-Vax Facts, bro. He was spitting bars. He was killing them, boy. I was like,
Fucking
damn,
clown.
he had me second guessing it. I was like, shit, I might end up get spoon stuck to me, bro. I don't know. Like, set off metal detectors soon. The way they talking, jeez.
So while we're at it, where do you stand at 10, Mal?
At 10, I mean, I would much rather trade back, just because you need more picks. The way that they've approached this offseason is getting people that fill a need, but also have high upside. It's a high upside draft. A lot of anomalies in this joint, man. So I'm excited. I think you trade back from 10. It's nobody, I think, unless somebody falls into your lap that makes sense. Jalen Carter, Tyree, for me, and I'm good, bro.
So who are you targeting?
Who at 10?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you in your ideal world.
Oh,
We'll get to
yeah.
your we'll get to you in a second.
If Jalen fell, Tyree fell, I would love either of them for sure. If by some stretch of the imagination Anderson Jr. fell, right, they're like those kind of guys. If they fell to 10, absolutely. Even with Devin and Gonzo, I feel like I would trade back. I don't know that they're worth it at 10 when you can collect other picks. So for me, I mean, it's Tyree Wilson or Jalen Carter at 10, or I'm good.
No Nolan?
Bro, I think you could get moved back. First of all, Nolan's going like 8 and 7 in some of these mock drafts now. Like he's even going before 10. So I don't know, bro.
Okay,
you can trade back and get Nolan, son.
Hold on. Hey, now you didn't give Mal the whole caveat that you told me that we was going to do. You said that if Bijan and Jalen weren't there, who else would you draft? Would you be thinking about drafting at number 10? That was supposed to be the question.
If Bijan
if Bijan and Jalen Carter wasn't there at 10, what was your third plan? That's what me and Gail was talking about. And that's the only reason why I was raising my hand. I was trying to give everybody opportunity to answer the question properly. So go ahead.
Well, Mal gave us a whole. He gave us a whole.
You asked me
because you didn't give him the questions. Thank you.
So AF, I'll ask you if Bijan's not there
and Jalen's not there,
Jalen's not there, who are you going with?
I mean, I first of all agree with Mal in the fact that I said this to you weeks ago in that like Nolan Smith has been getting mocked like in the 15 to 25 range for weeks, months now. I don't think that that's really what's going to happen. I really do think the way that the rest of these teams look at him, I think he's a top 10 talent. So I think it's even a possibility that, you know, if Nolan Smith is sitting there at 10, I wouldn't be at all upset if the Eagles pulled the trigger on him. Tyree Wilson, obviously another guy. But these are all guys I think probably are going to be gone by 10. So if that's the case, if all four of those guys are gone, I trade back.
And who'd you like?
In a trade back?
In a trade back? I mean, it depends on how far back we're going. I mean,
in a trade, if you trade back, who would you look to get?
JSN, bro.
Yeah, JSN's an option. Can see, depending on how far back you go. I wouldn't.
Like we walked into a party and there's nothing but fly ladies.
All right, how about you, Big Hollis?
Well, if we trade back, I would go with the trade back, but I would go with the same thing. And we were talking. Remember, we talked about Paris Johnson because we talked about Lane Johnson leaving in a couple of years.
Yeah.
So you could put him in immediately and make him start at guard, so he could get the speed of the game down while still being tutored by Lane while he's here to be that tackle. So I mean, it's the safest pick, and then you can get some more some other picks too as well. Yeah. But that's what I would look to do if both of those guys are gone.
And he's another one, right, that like is now getting mocked up into Chicago right before us. You're not like Paris Johnson picking up steam now that people are kind of like, well, Skoronski can only play guard, right? But here's a tackle that can swing to both sides and potentially play guard in the pinch.
Yep.
And is a supreme athlete. And look at 6'6", right? That like has the length to play the position too.
And he's nasty.
He's got the thing that you like, Mal, is he's got that got the mean streak. Got the mean streak.
But also, you're right, Mal, about the kid out of Northwestern. He has short arms, and so he's probably I think he's gonna drop to the second round, because he's got short arms. I was looking at it, I was like, man.
Second round? Hell no.
He's either late first round or second round.
For me, he's a second round player, but he'll
go high. He'll go high.
I don't think so. You don't draft a guard like he's not a game changer. I'm just, you know. So it's
The
like
Athletic had a great breakdown around that where they show positional value and like where players get selected the most frequently. And to Hollis's point, guard was second round, like center was third round, like the interior offensive lineman you could get and hit late on.
Right.
And that's why for me, Skronk at 10 was crazy talk, right? That like I gotta stop using that word crazy. But that was wild talk, bro, because no, you don't value a guard that high. And honestly, you have Cam Jurgens who may be better than Skronk at that position anyway. So like what are we talking about?
Yeah,
And
but
so,
Mal,
I mean,
Mal,
something-
I was gonna say, Mal, the only way you value guys at that spot is if he's a fucking monster.
Yeah,
if he's a dominating force, you have to go get him.
But don't you think at the same time, Hollis, that you can draft a guy day 2 and Jeff Stoutland can mold him into a monster?
Do you know who I said it was for the Super Bowl? It was Honey Bun, Hank Fraley. Hank Fraley was an undrafted free agent.
I mean, that doesn't help the Jeff Stoutland point because he wasn't around then. But.
Okay, but I equate Jeff Stoutland. Stoutland is better than Juan Castillo as an offensive line coach. Juan was a motherfucker as an offensive line coach.
Bro.
Yeah. As a defense coordinator, he sucked ass.
Yeah.
So he still to this day true to the offensive line because he coaches that mean streak shit. He's the reason why a lot of the stuff that they outlaw for the offensive lineman, like all that when you stand around the pile as a defender, you see the motherfuckers coming flying and knocking the shit out of you. That was Juan implemented that shit.
Yeah.
I was seeing some Paris Johnson. He was going after a lot. Like I could see him getting some penalties, but hey, he only had one holding penalty in 2022.
I live with it. If you out there beating the hell out of people, man, you get you a penalty every now and again. I'll be like, all right, calm down a little bit. It's different when you getting beat and you holding people and you track and you pulling people down. If you mauling the hell out of somebody out of bounds and you just beating the hell out of them and you get 15 real quick, that's setting the tone too, right? That like you see Trent Williams doing stuff like that. You see the big, really physical offensive linemen, like they're gonna give you the business. They'll take the 15. So you know, if that's the kind of guy at 10 that's sitting there for sure. But who knows, bro? After these first 5 or 6 picks, I feel like this draft is going to go up. This is going to be a humongous question mark.
You know what Trey Tiedeman's motto was at the beginning before we went to the game? Nothing get the crystal popping like hands to the face. If you're a defensive lineman, you come off the rock, and that offensive lineman hits you like right in the mug, it makes you dizzy for like 3 or 4 plays. That's why they like nothing get the crystal popping like hands to the face.
My favorite was that head slap back in the day.
I met him.
I met him. Head slaps was beautiful. So
hey Prime, I forgot to ask you where you at 10. I know you certified Bijan, right?
You know what? I forgot.
you went.
I didn't think I was going to get called on.
Okay.
Nah.
Prime, here's the
Shut
question.
up, man. Shut up, man.
Man, see.
Nah, we've been spoiled for the past few drafts with the way Howie's been running this shit. So to be honest with you, I mean, with Bijan going and Jalen going, I do kind of see us trading back. I mean, Nolan Smith is definitely the next guy for me. To solidify this defense, go after that kid. I mean, somebody mentioned earlier in the comments, I see this guy being another Hassan Reddick on the other end. I mean, that would be lovely to have 2 guys like that with the same, adrenaline. I'm all for it. So, I mean, that's my guy. If the circumstances with Bijan and Jalen Carter already being picked up.
Oh, interesting. That's Prime. That's maturation right there.
Wow, you gonna let me like that, Prime? Damn.
No, I mean that's like I'm talking from Bijan Standish. That's from Bijan Standish. I feel like that made a lot of sense, and that's kind of like I'm in the same ilk as Prime there. I kind of feel like the Hassan Reddick 2.0. My thing is they're getting rid of some guys on the defensive line, getting another fastball off the edge. Just the fact that you could get Reddick and Nolan Smith on the same field at certain times of the game when these old linemen, especially the young ones out there getting gimped up. Bro, you bring him off the bench, and that's the leadership qualities of Nolan Smith is where I'm thinking about the future of this locker room. You have a kid like that holding them together and accountable, because this is what Nolan Smith is. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with Smith, but again, talking about Evan, you love Bijan.
I'm retired 5.
I'll retire
God will
5.
always love you.
If you drafted Bijan, obviously I wouldn't, because I love the player, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate it. But because I would think about the exciting, explosive offense.
See, that
Shout-
comment is just silly to me, man. Because everybody, I know
I'm
by
retired
August,
5.
if we were to be sitting here, and I understand what you're saying, Gail. It's not your first option, but you would live with a Bijan.
Yeah, how can you not?
Yeah, you will. You will live with it because by August we'll be hyped out of our. We'll be ready to jump out of our skin.
I'm saying
to see what Bijan would do on the side.
I wouldn't hate it because it's like again,
Nobody would.
If they feel that he's that guy, then I'm gonna go with that. But
All right, fellas,
obviously
let's
Jalen,
get this mock draft jumping. Bro.
Jalen.
Yeah, let's get to my draft because you guys are dragging
People
shit out.
go. Nah,
Can
not
I-
even that.
can I get it-
The
hey, can I get
people
my-
go around.
Hey, can I get my
It's
you,
mostly-
especially Prime.
Isn't that prime?
It's mainly been Prime today.
I had to listen to all your takes, and now I can't talk.
Hurry it up, Cal.
That's good.
I gotta hurry it up. We had a dissertation.
Hey, just go ahead and speak. Tap. Do whatever you gotta do. Just get this thing going.
So
Wow, Prime, man.
if Jalen Carter's there, I'm taking it right up to the
We already knew that.
Roger Goodell. Okay,
All right, moving along.
go get your tacos, bro.
Just
get your
get
tacos.
outside. See, he ate already. That's why he's not rushing.
Yeah,
That's why I'm good.
go get your tacos, my guy.
You are a little more
I
jovial.
like
this
how
evening, though.
Gail hits everybody with what would you do
man.
if Jalen Carter and Bijan aren't there at 10?
Right.
then he
What I
gets-
would
you
do,
see what
I
I'm
would
taking
take Jalen Carter at 10.
My point, exactly.
That's how Gail gets you,
Mind
though,
My
bro.
point, exactly.
That's how
And
Gail
mind
No,
you
I'm
gets you.
saying if he was there. Let me
Thanks,
talk.
Pete.
We didn't have that option.
I know, but mind you guys, he told me before you guys got
Oh,
on there, man, he was
nice.
talking, and he said, "What do you think of this question?" I said, "That's a cool question." And then he gives it to Mal all fucked up and starts questioning Mal. I was like, you know what?
Because I was looking at the time situation.
Prime over that time or something. Oh, this fat motherfucker gonna interrupt again. No, I just wanted the question right.
All right, let's get back on the
I
rails
digress.
here.
Let's get back to the draft. Good thing.
Hey.
Muzzle.
Oh, shit.
Hey, Mal, you want to
Yep, I got
load
it
up
ready.
your?
Yes, sir.
Because I'll monitor the comments. Okay.
Yeah, man. The comments.
I just love
Deepest
this
apologies, folks, for us for getting off the rails like that. It was mostly Prime fault because he ate his
Yeah,
tacos
it was
already.
definitely Prom. Prom came in here with that full stomach energy, bro, and just threw us all off to
Wow,
that.
man. I'm
Full
good.
stomach energy.
I'm good.
I'm hating right now.
Yeah, facts.
I'd have loved some tacos.
Facts.
They sound so delicious right
Bob
about
from
now.
Down Under. Pause.
I don't even know what Bob said. I can't see anything.
He called Tank Big
Tank
Bone.
Big Bone.
No, I'm bad, dude. You say, once you accept what you are, then you know.
We are doing the mock. We are experiencing some technical differences right
That's
now.
a sign. That's a sign.
We're using a mouse
Now you got
Pro
it.
PFF.
Yeah, I gotta Jesus Christ.
Yeah, yeah.
Unlock all this stuff.
This is
Come
awesome.
on, man. Let's go, man. Let's go.
It's crashing.
Mal, come on,
Just
man.
Dead Air Central right now.
And there he
unfortunately,
goes.
on podcast.
Oh snap!
That wasn't in the cards.
I know. Yeah, it's a bit outside. I don't know how they're laying out these pitches.
Hey, man.
Jimmy Cooper asks, "What's your guys' take?"
I
And
love Drew
Tank, that was a
Sanders.
guy that you liked.
I love Drew Sanders. Them dude. Somebody was saying, "Well, what if he's dumb?" I was like, "He's the kind of guy that you no." Because if you look at it, you look at Julius
He's
Seau.
dumb.
Well, no, you look at Julius Seau. You look at guys like Lawrence Taylor, and Troy Polamalu. Well, no, they have the latitude to just go after the ball like it was a fucking heat-seeking missile.
Mm.
And everybody else did they whatchamacallit, and the way that those guys watch film and the way listening to some of the shit that comes, like when playing with Trot be calling out some of the plays that's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, so it's like when you have guys like that, you want to let them go and let them create havoc.
Right.
So I mean,
Right.
I love Drew. If you watch your play, I love him coming off the edge or coming up being just a plain linebacker.
You talking about Sanders?
Yeah, Drew
Think you be the
Sanders.
next Logan Wilson?
Huh?
Think you'd be the next
He's a
Logan
better- I
Wilson?
think he's a better pass rusher than Logan Wilson, but
Yeah.
not as good in coverage.
Yeah.
But they are both Caucasian and play linebacker, Gil.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's a bit outside.
So
at least he's
I'm
not
gonna
a
go ahead and
try-hard white guy.
hit start. Well, he's a tryhard that actually is an athlete too. So number one, Carolina takes Bryce Young. Second, Anthony Richardson to the Texans. Third, Will Anderson Jr. to Arizona. Fourth, Will Levis to the Colts. Fifth, Jalen Carter to Seattle. 6 is Gonzo to the Lions. 7, Stroud to Oakland. 8 is Tyree Wilson to Atlanta, and 9 is Skoronski to Chicago.
Let me ask you a question, because all of you guys a question. I saw Adam Schefter coming on. I forget what show he was on, but he came on and was talking about how he is almost guaranteeing that only 2 quarterbacks go in the top 10. How many quarterbacks do you think go in the top 10?
I think all 4 of them go.
I say 3 or 3. I mean, I guarantee 3 should go.
I think
who's the odd man out, Gail? Anthony Richardson?
Will Levis?
Will Levis.
It could be Levis.
Odd man, it should be Levis.
It could be Levis.
Because you look at the coach, they could draft Anthony Richards because they brought Gardner Minshew in there to be that stopgap, and
Right.
so
you tired of black quarterbacks that can run, bro. He's sick if he get another one, yo.
Well, he's about to be sick as fuck because when you look at they got an offensive coordinator. He likes to run the ball and run the quarterback, and I think he could teach. He's a bit of a quarterback whisperer, and he can teach the quarterback a lot of things. So I think he's going to be gone. Will Levis is going to be the odd man out though, because Will Levis to me, when you have to make excuses. Like he had a tremendous year a year ago, but then this past year they started talking about he lost some weapons. It's like no motherfucker, they got your bitch ass on tape. The SEC is just like the NFL, almost like the NFL. They have you on tape, and now let's see if you're that guy. And he wasn't that guy. Yeah. So he reminds me of like Trent Dilfer or David Carr.
Okay, are we the chat is saying trade back. Everyone agree with trading back on this one?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
We got Green Bay right here. We could do 15 and 45 for 10 or 15, 70 and a bunch of other stuff for 10. We could pretty much take the rest of their draft from there. And
45
next year.
A next year pick too? Damn.
We could pick 1,000 people.
Damn.
All right, I'd say he don't want 14 people joining the team this year through the draft.
Hey.
All right, so we traded the 10th pick to the Green Bay Packers and received the 15th and 45th pick back in return.
Okay, all right. Sean brings up Sports Illustrated trade. They said Philadelphia Eagles sent pick 10, Green Bay Packers for the 2023 first pick, the 2023 third, pick 78, and the 2024 second.
Ooh, that's nice.
Well, and also Green Bay potentially will be working with some additional picks when they trade during the draft for that bum out of air for that freaking guy.
Now, which guys went off the board?
We had Luke Van Ness, Devon Witherspoon, Paris Johnson, Quentin Johnston, and Joey Porter.
Wow, the Packers traded up with us to take LVN.
Oh God,
I wouldn't be surprised if they did something stupid like that.
Devin Witherspoon. We need somebody.
Spoon went 11th. You got JSN.
JSN.
We have Nolan Smith right here.
Nolan.
Nolan. Yeah. Okay.
Nolan.
I'm in on Nolan.
I'm in on Nolan.
What's the comment section saying? I can't see.
They say Nolan Smith, get him. No, I'm with Prime. Prime said it. I didn't see that.
I didn't see that.
All right, so at 30, we have Darnell Wright.
Darnell Wright
Harrison.
Nice too. Darnell Wright would be nice too.
Emmanuel
missed out on the Zay sweepstakes.
Jones.
On the who?
On the drop pass. On the drop 100 passes sweepstakes.
Hey, yo, Darnell
Wright wouldn't be a bad one, bro.
Yeah, I'd be all over Darnell Wright.
Also, I love Mozzie Smith, man. I don't know if he's at the tail end of the first, but Mozzie's gonna be a baller.
Mozzie Smith he's had a visit with the Eagles.
Mozzie, him and Jordan Davis.
Oh my God!
Yo, who do we draft?
Darnell.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah, we took. Relax.
I would pick Marty Smith.
I like how fast this is going.
I know.
Listen, for once, I got something to do tonight, so let's
I
get
hear
the party
you.
going.
All right, less talking and more picking. Let's go.
And so we are at 45 right now. We have Dion Henley. Shout outs to Todd again for letting us know that that's Big U's son. We have Thule, which we probably don't need right now, right?
No.
Sam Laporta, Tank Dell, Steve Avila. Luke Whippler is an interesting one. Julius Brents, there goes y'all guy. I know Bergeron's my dude, but we already got a tackle.
I go Julius.
That might be it here.
Gibbs got picked up.
Gibbs got picked.
Julius Brent.
Let's see what goes on.
Gibbs is going, Joey.
Gibbs went 37th.
Yeah.
Get Julius Brent.
So Julius Brent.
Yeah.
Developmental corner. Avila's on the board too, but we got it.
We just took a lineman.
Evan, who do you want to pick?
I'm in on Brent's.
Okay, there it is. Julius Brents.
You're trying to include the white guy now? Wow.
Yeah, he definitely got to include the white guy.
Alrighty.
Well, this is awkward.
It was like, I don't know what's happening. We got Dayon Henley still on here. We have Garrett Williams, injured, potential developmental corner.
Zach
Charbonnet is here.
Oh,
that's a good one.
Ooh,
Siaki Ika is. I like Siaki Ika there.
Whoa! Go back to Jack Charbonnet.
Got Chandler Zavala.
Chardonnay.
We're gonna do
Charbonnet, the wine man. Here we go. We got the power guy with the wiggle.
I mean, we have to take Nathaniel Dell here, dude.
Okay, take it.
I'm not listening to you no more, bro.
Well, I'm saying though, everybody had a choice now.
I mean, at this point, I'm about to put this man in the bathroom, bro. We got
fucking guy muting me and shit, man. Wait till I see you, bro. I'm climbing a ladder.
Wow.
They're asking where Jalen Hyatt went.
It's on site, bro. Jalen Hyatt. Oh,
yeah.
Man, Jalen Hyatt went early.
Yeah, he went early and often.
Oh, pause.
Ooh, Tank Dell would be interesting too, man.
Where the hell did he go? He went 40. I'm all for Tank Dell here.
What pick is this?
94.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put Tank Dell.
What about her? What about Herbig?
Hyatt went 48. I'll be down with Herbig too. Either of those two for me.
That's two edge. I think that would be interesting.
I think Herbig can develop into like an actual linebacker, bro. But I would say
keep in mind we don't have another pick for till 219.
Till 219.
So this is pretty much it.
Brian's saying Tank Dell.
Tank,
take him.
Tank at 94 is a steal. Anyway.
Cedric Tillman's still there.
We did that one for you, Brian. That one for you, Brian.
No, hell no, Cedric Tillman ain't still there.
219, just like that. Just like that.
DTR, got to.
Vic says Tank too little, man. Get a big slot.
The slots are never too. The slots are never big.
You don't even need. Yeah, have you seen him in a two-way release, bro?
Hey,
oh my god!
He's got 23 red zone touchdowns,
bro.
Mm-hmm.
DTR
Tank would be different. Yeah,
built like Cisco, but he's got red zone touchdowns.
He wants that thong song.
Keeps asking for Dorian Thompson at QB.
Yeah, we got him. Take a space eater here. 6 foot 290.
Who else is on the board here?
Have a body. Wendell Johnson.
Oh, 7th round. Huh?
Wait, that's it, bro. We at the tail end, my guy.
What you got? Who's available?
Brett Nealon.
Absolutely nobody.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, this is we got the boy. We got your boy Jake Witt.
What was that name?
You can get him the UDFA.
This dude, athlete. I ain't even gonna try the name. Alex from Illinois. Christian Braswell. Little lockup. All right, last one.
Jake Haener. Jake Haener had a good Senior Bowl.
Well,
I mean, we took the quarterback.
We did.
We took a development. We took DTR.
Last time we gave our quarterback a big contract, we went and got a quarterback. We're giving him a big contract again. We're gonna go get 2 quarterbacks this time.
No, damn. we already got Marcus Mariota down.
Michael Jones.
All right, we're gonna come down.
Mike Johnson.
Safety.
Okay.
You wanted to draft Steve Puga.
We don't care what you wanted, Pete.
I know.
All right.
Get your own guy.
Read out the selection too.
First pick. We traded 10 to Green Bay for pick 15, pick 45. At 15, we took edge rusher Nolan Smith from Georgia. At 30, we took tackle arguably right tackle Darnell Wright. We'll
That's
see.
a nice little
That's a
mix.
nice-
Yeah,
that's
to
a
start
steal.
right.
That's a
At
nice stuff.
pick 45 in the second round, and the pick that we acquired from Green Bay, we took developmental corner Julius Brents from Kansas State. PFF did not love that one.
Long
Pick
corner.
62, Zach Charbonnet from UCLA. As Gail always says, that is the wrong picture. And that is a whole C plus. They don't care about running backs
I mean,
at
team
all.
light
in
skin, come
PFF,
on,
bro.
team light skin.
So pick 94 in the third
Oh,
round,
God.
we took wide receiver Nathaniel Dell. They absolutely love that one. At pick 219 in the seventh round, we took Dorian Thompson Robinson, DTR. And at pick 248 in the seventh round, we took developmental safety Quindell Johnson from Memphis. Got an A.
Closed out strong for sure.
Yes, sir.
But honestly, I think the top end of the draft is. I would be happy with all that.
I mean, truth be told, if this was the draft, yeah, that would be
Yeah.
Bro.
a nice. That would be nice.
Sexy in the motherfucker.
So that looking at this thing, you have to move down from one of these spots, man, to get that extra juice.
Yeah.
It's imperative. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
And I mean that gap, it just won't happen, in my opinion, to go from what was that pick 94 to 219. Howie's going to find a way in day 3.
But Ev, you know what? It actually depends on what's available.
Yeah.
Because as the draft goes on, guys are going to be snatched off the board, and I think with what you're talking about, if there's still some guys that we covered available, I think you're correct. He's going to try to get back. He's going to try to get back in there.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I just see that as a wide gap for him to go from the third round all the way to the 7th without making a pick. That's not how he asked to me. And I agree with you that you have to see how the draft plays out and who is going to be there. But yeah, I just think Howie likes his young options.
And that simulation that was interesting because if we would have took the 76th or something from Green Bay, we'd have been able to like backload on a bunch of their picks versus 40. So I think it's really up to Howie. To your point, it's like
where
you take something a little bit less, but then stockpile some day 3 picks where you might get some guys that fall because of injuries, right? Or like just coming out of smaller schools. Right. I don't know, man. I feel like this draft will determine a lot about how well we play over the next couple of years because you got to hit some home runs, man. Some really good players in this draft.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you really do.
Lamar Jackson is in his feelings right now.
Oh God, he'll get over himself.
Yeah, he'll be fine. All right, Gail, let's go. Lead us out.
But yeah, just talk about the draft. I liked it, man. We got some we got some depth in the back end. We got some guys that can contribute right away. You got Darnell Wright, who's you got a mean streak in him as well. I like what we did there, and thanks to all the people in the chat for holding us down. Shout out to Conchi Bakery for holding us down all these years, celebrating 50 years of being awesome. Go check them out and get yourself a tomato pie while you're out there. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Bud Light for always holding us down for the last how many years?
Sports shirts?
I got some random comments in our DMs the other day. I'm like, bro, Bud Light supports us. We love them.
Relax.
That's what it is.
Commenting about what?
Some crazy.
Use your imagination.
Crazy. Have you ever listened to this show?
Yeah.
Just
if there's one thing we do, it's political soapboxes.
And you'd be like, "Oh, these are the guys that are just gonna shoot Bud Light in their driveway." It's like,
and we got a tank.
But last word before we get out of here. Shout out to the Invisible Tank.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's start with him.
Yeah, Tank.
Keep it moving.
Last word, my guy.
Cool, man.
Yeah, you.
All right, there it is. There
go
it is.
Birds. Go,
there it is. Go. Next.
Go Birds.
Next.
It's been real. I like the way Prime is trying to usher everybody through this shit. I appreciate Prime eating his tacos before.
Yeah, we have to kick out Prime
for the entire show. Thank y'all. God bless and good night. Oh yeah, hold on.
For the 14th time.
It's been real.
Man, last word.
Man, go Birds, bro. Excited for Jalen Hurts. He is him. Excited for this city. We get a chance to have a real leader and grinder at quarterback, man, for the first time in a very long time. So, it's all good over here, man. Let's get it done. Let's get some chips back to the city. Go Birds.
Primo.
No, I just want to say, I know I missed out last week. I missed you guys, but it felt good being back tonight. shooting the shit, talking what we love to talk about.
So we should stay on longer if you want.
That's the guy that's rushing out of here for tacos.
All right, and with all that being said, go Birds. Enjoy the rest of your week. Peace out.
Damn.
This guy.
Yeah, as for me, I mean, we have the Eagles Autism Challenge coming up. Great fundraiser for, autism. All proceeds go 100% to people that for research and people that are affected by autism. Also, when I put out my my fundraiser page today, I had a guy named Philip Prickett, I believe his name is, reach out to me, and I just want to share some information that he shared with me. Anybody that has anyone affected with their life and autism, go check out lifecollegeoc.org. It's a college specifically for people that are struggling with autism, and it gives them, it provides them with daily skills, teaches them skills so they can get into the workforce, be effective. I think it's a really good, it's a really good foundation. So if anybody, wants more information about that, just reach out to me. But yeah.
I got my own autism page. They have an alumni section for Eagles Autism. Help your boy out. Some kicker came in the last fucking second last year and beat me out by like $15. Son of a bitch. But I'm over that right now, and
Sure?
I'm
Sounds
not
like
angry
it.
about that.
You sure?
Sounds like it.
A little bit, but go on the Eagles Autism page. Just put my name up there, and if you're gonna donate a little, lot, help your boy get over the top.
Now we have a team page. If you want to donate, you can. Not everyone's locked in yet, but if here's a QR code, it'll be coming up on the screen shortly.
Look at that thing. Look at that thing.
If you screenshot,
Hold on, let me get the thing down. Let me get the sticker down.
Look at that thing. Oh my god! You see the image?
I want to see if this shit actually works. Hold on.
Yeah,
I see Evan in there. I see Gail in there.
Hey, can you let me finish? Can you let me finish to let the people, man? If you want to donate to our page, so be it.
Wow,
man. First of all, I'm gonna mute y'all asses. Since y'all don't do the prep work over for these shows.
You know what, man?
I'm giving people opportunity to donate to our pages, man. It's the Eagles Autism Challenge. At the end of the day,
I'm with you.
Now you got muted. How's that?
Wow. Wow.
Now you got muted. Now you got it. Now you out.
It's a cool, bro.
No, at the end of the day, if you want to donate to our autism challenge, that's where it is.
Absolutely.
Our QR code is up there.
It's a lot of fucking love in this room.
Yeah.
We're like a train going through Ohio right now. We are off the rails.
Oh no! Jesus Christ! We almost made it, yo. Before we had to
at the end of the day, we appreciate you, Gail.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, man. At the end of the day, we're trying to get people to donate, so that's why the QR code's there.
QR code back up, Gail. The people said it worked. Throw it back up one more time.
Do it again. Hey, we don't ask for much. We don't ask for much. Tailgates. We don't got no super chats. If you want to donate to our page, this is the QR code.
What's the super chat?
He'll share it on.
What's the super chat?
Another way for people to scan for
it. Works.
I think it's like a Discord. I don't know.
I was about to get it on his scam it, yo. You gonna have the super take super chat.
It does work.
See, it does work.
It does work.
There you go.
I like how y'all trying to calm Gail down now.
Yeah, you gotta
calm us down. You see how he's getting ready.
I'm trying to promote all of us.
They're about to fire all of us, man.
Right.
Well, look at it does work, Gail.
I'm officially kicked off the podcast already.
Yeah, this guy.
That's work here. I'm just saying.
At the end of the day, we're gonna wrap this up. We'll see you guys in the next one. And as always, fly, Eagles, fly.
Go.